So, after recently sharing the release date for the 1.6 update for Stardew Valley, ConcernedApe has been sharing teasers of some of the patch notes that he's currently working on, and there are some really exciting updates and changes coming our way. So, I'm going to be taking a look at some that he has shared so far. There are some really great new additions and changes, so I'm looking forward to this. Also, if you enjoy Stardew Valley content, please consider subscribing as I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. I'd really appreciate it. Starting this off, ConcernedApe shared that he has officially started working on the patch notes for 1.6 and thought he would share one random line about changes to fruit trees, and this is exactly what he said. Cutting down a fruit tree now yields the appropriate fruit sapling. If the tree is mature, i.e. the fruit quality is basic, it will yield a sapling with the same quality as its fruit. The higher the quality, the faster sapling will mature when replanted. So this is a fantastic new feature. It's something very simple in my opinion, but I've always felt like the fruit trees have needed some kind of upgrade. It's a feature that I feel like a lot of people tend to just ignore because they mostly focus on their crops. So it'll definitely be great to have more effective ways of having an orchard and really utilizing that. I feel like there are definitely some other things that he could do this with too, but the fruit trees is a great one to choose. Getting those fruit tree saplings of the quality that the fruit is too is going to be fantastic, and I'm so happy to hear that that will work in a way where they'll grow faster, because as we all know, fruit trees take an absolute age to grow in Stardew Valley, which, you know what, is pretty fair in my opinion. I don't feel like they have to grow super fast, but allowing you to keep your progress effectively when you have actually taken the time to grow these trees, but you need to chop them down for whatever reason you have, I think is a great update. And in the reply assist tweet, ConcernedApe did actually clarify some things about this new feature too. Someone asked, does it regrow in the quality fruit or does it just mature faster? ConcernedApe said, it will just grow faster, but it won't immediately be the same quality fruit. I think this is a good idea in my opinion, as it would make things a little bit overpowered, if that word can really even be used with Stardew Valley. I think that's completely fair. Just having the ability for it to grow even faster is a great little trade-off for actually cutting it down. In another reply, someone asked, will that sapling immediately produce a fruit that is the same quality? And ConcernedApe confirmed once again, no, it has to grow and go through all the stages again. So just in case anyone's wondering, ConcernedApe did take the time once again to confirm that yes, you will have to go through the effort once more if you want to get that quality fruit. So it's not like you get all of your progress back by cutting down the tree, but you'll certainly be able to get that fruit tree up and running a lot quicker than you would have before. Someone else replied, I assume this is meant to reward both players for investing in trees earlier, and will also allow them to move a tree when they decide to redecorate without it feeling like a waste. ConcernedApe said, it's only intended to help people move their trees, not provide any economic benefit. The best money maker would be to plant your tree and never touch it again. This just makes it less of a tragedy if there ever comes a time that you have to move a tree. So yeah, it's not for financial gain really, it won't help players in that regard, but I do think this will help designers a ton, as we've all gone through placing things down on our farms and then absolutely hating the position later on. So this means it won't take nearly as long now for us to get that tree back up and running, and we won't have an ugly spot on our island where we've got a half-grown tree when we really want to see things completed. In another reply, someone asked, does only a mature tree drop a sapling, or will they also drop from freshly planted ones in the event you planted one on the wrong tile? ConcernedApe said they will also drop from freshly planted trees. This was actually probably my biggest question, to be honest with you. I think this is fantastic. I've made the mistake many times of planting the trees somewhere where I did not mean to, even with the tile indicator running. So having the ability to just get them back effectively, that's fantastic. That's a great quality of life change. It might seem small, but it does make a big difference. Now ConcernedApe has gone on to share that he will post a random non-spoilery patch note line each day until the 19th, which has gotten me so excited. This one says, fix bug where it was faster to harvest left to right than right to left. So a lot of people have actually noticed this one and didn't really know if it was supposed to be a bug or not, and it is finally confirmed by ConcernedApe that it was. ConcernedApe said, to clarify, the update will make them both equally fast, not equally slow. Right to left will become as fast as left to right. So yeah, you weren't supposed to be going that slow with this, and thankfully that is something that ConcernedApe has adjusted. To give further confirmation, someone asked, conducting some scientific research on behalf of PC Gamer here, has this bug been in the game all along? And ConcernedApe replied, as far as I know, yes, the left-facing harvest animation was 10 milliseconds longer than it should have been. So yes, this bug has been around for a very long time. and only now has Concerned Ape fixed it. Hey, it's better late than never, and I'm glad they're now both equally as fast as each other. Now onto another patch note. Ever noticed that swinging the sword downwards put you at a big disadvantage? It's always bugged me, but I had turned it that way so the area effect would match the visual. For 1.6, I decided the game feel is way more important than precise visual accuracy. Extended the area of effect of downward facing melee attacks. So I definitely think this is a good adjustment to combat in the game. I think it's fair to say that combat isn't the most popular feature in Stardew Valley. It is very simplistic, which I don't necessarily think is an issue. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but I do notice that a lot of players tend to not really enjoy combat that much. So I actually do think that whilst this is a fairly small change in theory, it can make a pretty big difference to certain players who haven't enjoyed combat that much in the game, and will now find using their sword just that little bit more effective, so this is a great change. And I have to agree with Concerned Ape, the feel of the game is definitely more important than just having it be precise visual wise, so I'm glad that he has come to that conclusion. There are some replies to this one as well. Did you have the same issue in Haunted Chocolatier and that's why you changed this after all this time, or are the swords just visually bigger in Haunted Chocolatier, so you never had this problem there? For Haunted Chocolatier, I had this in mind from the beginning and drew the player animations in a way that should match with the hitboxes better, and I'm being way more deliberate about making sure each direction you face is equally viable. But yeah, I think it did cause me to rethink Stardew's. So that's actually really nice, honestly. That's great to hear that Concerned Ape is getting inspiration from Haunted Chocolatier, his next game, to use on Stardew Valley. I think that's a super cool full circle moment, and it's great to see that Haunted Chocolatier is even impacting Stardew Valley somehow. Someone else asked, is this for every tool? This is for every weapon, including clubs and daggers. It doesn't affect pickaxes, axes, etc. So that is kind of to be expected, honestly, but I think it's great that this is being extended to other weapon types as well, as we didn't originally know that from the original tweet. It's great to hear that clubs and daggers will get this improvement too. I feel like those weapons are particularly underrated in Stardew Valley, and there's not a lot of people who really enjoy using them. Swords tend to be the main one. So it's good to see different weapon classes get more love too, and I'm hoping that we'll see even more balance adjustments and quality of life improvements with weapons in the upcoming 1.6 update, as like I said, I do feel like it's an area of the game that could do with some improvements. I still actually enjoy the combat a ton myself though in Stardew Valley, don't get me wrong, I love all the features of the game. So yeah, Concerned Ape will be sharing even more of these up until the 19th, so I plan on making some more videos about all the different new features, teasers, bug fixes that we get up until that point. And of course, when the update does release and we get the full patch notes, I'm planning on making a full video about that as well, so you can stay in the loop. And when the update drops, I plan on covering all the new features, everything you might have missed, and so much more, so I hope you'll consider subscribing for more Stardew Valley content, and I'll catch you in the next video.